What's up guys, my name's Chronicles here on this Destiny 2 video, and today we're going to be talking about the weekly update for March 8, 2018. There's not a whole lot of things that are the exciting and very interesting things that we don't already know about that's going to be listed on this update, but there is going to be a lot of little information that is coming for the 1.1.4 update, which is going to be the March 27, the end of March update. They're going to be putting all these things in, including, 6v6 Iron Banner, the different things. There's a whole bunch of stuff. We're going to be going through it. I don't want to spoil it, but basically lots of little changes, and there's a lot of words here, so I'm going to be trying to summarize as much as I can. So firstly, a lot of people are upset that there's no 6v6 Iron Banner. That's because it doesn't happen until 1.1.4, which I'll just be calling 1.4 from now on. Also wanted to mention that if you still need those, this is not your last chance for those Season 2 ornaments for Iron Banner, so if you guys are just trying to get those ornaments, do not worry about them. You can still get them in the last one, which is going to be after the 1.4 update, after the March 27 one, but if you want to get those, I've got 0 on it. I just do not care because I'm just going to get roasted, but if you do want to get that, it's going to be there. A lot of this stuff is just talking about how they're going to be making a lot of changes. For example, Mayhem features 90% fewer Nova Bombs. They fixed the glitch, hopefully, and I say hopefully because who knows? They're also talking about how they're trying to adjust team shooting, making things a lot faster, perhaps by reducing the time to kill enemies, encouraging solo play and flanks. There's lots of interesting things. And I don't want to get too far ahead of myself before I say it, but they're also talking about removing trackers from certain game modes like competitive and trials, which I think they say a little bit a little bit down farther, so I might have spoiled it. But a lot of things have increased, like respawn and revives, or everything is a lot faster. Power ammo is a lot faster by 50, 30, 45, 25% on different game modes. Ammo counts has been adjusted in relation. Most of it, it's not really that pretty much. Well, biggest weapons that we use have been brought down a little bit, and all the other ones have been brought up. Also to mention that enemies drop their power ammo on death. I kind of thought this was something in Destiny 1. I thought it already was in Destiny 2, but I never saw it, so I guess I just didn't think about it. And apparently now they're going to be updating. Again, this is going to be for the 1.4 end of March update. They're talking about competitive here. I think this is what we're going to be talking about, incentivizing flanks with by removing things like trackers in certain game modes. Yeah, so removing trackers from all competitive and trials game modes. Again, this is going to be on the 1.4 update, so don't have to worry about it until then. I'm pretty sure the tracker is that radar in the top corner. I can't remember for some reason. I think it's top right. I can't remember if it's the top right or top left, but it's in, the thing, the radar. They're going to be removed, so flanking has a lot more use out of it, because, obviously if you see a blip on your radar, everyone just turns around and clumps up on your team. A lot of this first section is talking about how they're trying to reduce people just clumping up as a team and staying together and team shotting, and making it so that the individual and the flanks are actually worth something. This section talks about how they're going to be reinstating a lot of the things like mobility, things like catapult, strafe, glides. All these things will be returned and buffed back to their things to make them more unique. The mobility stat range is going to be making it so people get faster. Everyone just gets faster in general, and the high end is even higher. So perhaps having a 9 mobility will be significantly faster than a 7 mobility, as well as a lot of the other supers like Arc Strider, Sentinel, Striker all move faster, faster attack animations, faster dodge, increased range of attacks. Overall, these are all getting a big buff to them, which is funny because Striker and the Pulse Grenades were the most powerful Titan class, so to see them get faster is going to be very scary. But overall, there's a whole lot of other things. Dawnblade's getting a huge set of buffs, tons of buffs in this thing, including, reduced costs, increased duration, remove in-air accuracy penalties, how it's very difficult to air. Lots of really cool stuff. Maybe Dawnblade will actually start to be really nice. A lot of people were really good at it, but I personally never could have done it. Invisibility and Nightstalker in general, they talk more about Nightstalker a little bit farther down below. Now, Invisibility is getting a lot better, making it so they last longer. They've also addressed the fact that when you do dodge into Invisibility, it removes the aim assist, which made it really nice in PvP. They're addressing this, not removing it per se, but maybe tweaking it so that it's more accurate to help people who are not invisible, who are invisible. It's not too sure of how that's happening, but it's still unclear. Super recharges faster everyone. Supers now recharge a minute 40 faster. 25% reduction? That's really fast. That is getting closer and closer to Destiny 1's version of supers, which happen all the frickin' time. So the Destiny 2 started off where you could only really get 1 super a game, or if you were tearing it up, you could get a second super by the end of the game. and now it seems like perhaps you can pretty much get a second super almost every game, and maybe if you're God Almighty, you can get 3 supers. So we'll have to see and wait how that happens. Maybe this is just a timer cooldown. It doesn't affect the kills amounts, but you never know. They're also talking about making the buffs from mods, like, you know, how before it was like, I think 2 or 3% faster grenade cooldown or something. Now they're going to be twice as effective. So instead of 3% for that grenade arc reduction, now it's going to be 6%. So it's twice as fast. This is not replacing mods 2.0, but in the interim period, they wanted to help you guys out and increase those things. There's going to be a lot of weapon changes, including the all-beloved by me pulse rifle is getting massive increases. I'm not saying massive because they don't say the numbers, but it's getting a ton, and I mean a ton of increases here. Increased damages, increased fire rates, base damage for adaptive, all the different types of rapid, high impact, adaptive, precision multiplier, decreased precision multiplier for adapted pulse rifles, because apparently the ones in the middle just are the better ones. I prefer the rapids, but who cares? And of course, a lot of other things. A couple of increases for scout rifles. These are pretty much all increases. Increases for hand cannons, sidearms, SMGs, linear fusion rifles, shotguns, sniper rifles are all getting their increases. You can read these all on the website, down in the description down below. For some reason, grenade launcher is only getting a very small amount of increases, only blast radius, even though it's ridiculous. And assault rifles are getting a decreased range, and aim assist does not change the damage, but you know, they are talking about how Uriel's gift is too powerful, finally. Like, holy god, it's taken half a year for them to figure this out. And I've said it since the beta. And of course, they've done a whole bunch of other tweaks for the different perks. If they're changing things, these are pretty much all buffs to high impact reserves, kill clip, rampage. The kill clip and rampage are actually really good. I don't know why they're increasing their effectiveness. You know, dragonfly, grave robber, these are all getting bonuses. I recommend going to the site to check on all the different things that these things are. I'm not going to go through all of them, just trying to summarize. They're going to be talking about mods rework and how they change the potency of the cooldowns. They're going to be trying to go for a 2.0, but again, they've talked for the like 5th time how they need more time to address this and try to make it so that it's actually something interesting and unique and not just something weird. They talk again about invisibility, pretty much the same thing. They talk about what it looks like currently and what it looks like coming in PvP. For the most part, this is almost exactly the same set of things. From when I looked at it, it doesn't seem like there's much different. There's a few different things, but like for example, this line isn't on this section, and then this line isn't in this section. I'm not too sure what they're changing, but again, they keep on mentioning this thing, how it temporarily kills the aim assist and projectile tracking. So when you're dodging, it makes it so it's harder to hit, as well as you know, you can't like scan them and you know, hit scan and hit them. They talk about this, basically it sounds like they're improving the invisibility and the dodge, which is kind of crazy because that means Night Stalkers are going to be coming out of the woodworks. As well as the arc staffs, which are being buffed as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how the gunslinger comes up and plays and comes up to bat. Snipers overall are going to get a nasty buff. It seems like they're getting a lot of good things for them. First of all, the flinch fixes, so perhaps flinch will be a lot better. I'm going to let this play for just a little bit. Basically, this guy just goes off. So you see that shot, that guy was shooting him, that flinch was very reduced. You can go look at this yourself. This guy is way better than I can ever hope to be. But basically, watch that and you'll see the update, how it looks and how the flinch works on you. It seems like there's a lot less flinch, so perhaps snipers will come back into the meta, as well as the several buffs that we mentioned earlier. This section is basically just an advertisement for the companion app. Pretty much, it seems everything you can do here, you can already do on the, you know, things like Destiny item manager, with a few things like the Masterworks being updated. Pretty much since the very beginning, they've said, hey, we have a little bit on our companion thing, but basically here's the UI thing, just plug into it and somebody else make the Destiny item managers, and you're pretty much good to go. And that's pretty much what people have done, and it seems like the Bungie still finally wants to get into this market and actually become the Destiny item manager of choice. And that is pretty much it. They talk about a bunch of little fixes and glitches that they found, including things like EDZ destination emblems and not counting things in the farm, and lots of weird stuff that you can check here if you are looking for it. But that's pretty much it for it. There's a lot of cool videos down here, including a solo Argos phase 1, which is gonna be, you know, that first phase with the mines and the triangles. Apparently he tried like 180 times or something. I've actually watched this video before. before today. I watched it a few weeks ago. This thing is insane. This guy gets really lucky with some of the things, but he's also really freaking optimal with his strategies on how to get to different places, and it's very impressive to watch. So I recommend watching that. And there's this pretty well edited, which I haven't watched yet, but I've heard about this. Somebody told me about Afterlife. I think I watched it a little bit, but I would recommend watching it and checking it out. And of course, at the very bottom, they have the Nightfall top scores for the Tree of Probabilities. And I gotta say, these scores are freaking dope. Oh, wow, okay, so these guys got taken over. I think it was Jason with somebody, with these guys who were first for a while, and these guys took the lead before the ending. So perhaps this is gonna be a kind of weekly thing, so if you wanna get any high scores here, you'll be featured and whatnot. It's funny because all of these have a hashtag, which means they're all PC versions, so come on, consoles! Get your poop together. We need to get on this high score list. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. That's the first time I've ever scrolled all the way down. Anyways, that's the weekly update, the this week at Bungie, the TWAB. I know that's been a little long-winded. I kind of talked really fast. I just try to summarize the different sections as fast and as well as I could. So you guys didn't have to read all the little words. But again, look at those stats if you're interested in a particular section. Link in the description down below. Anyways, that's the video for you guys today. Hope you guys did enjoy. My name's Untitled Chapter, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.